Everybody to our first Biz Bite. I'm super excited that you're all here. We are at 9:55. We start right at 10 for some amazing business building information. And we're just letting some of our guests in. Our presenters are ready to rock and roll. And so we will be starting momentarily. So until then, we'll just keep you holding on as we let all our guests that are coming into our session. Please know that this session is being recorded. So that means people can see you on camera if you're part of this meeting. They can hear you if you unmute. And the recording will be sent out and made public information to everyone who registered, either by attending the live session or by putting their name on the wait list to receive the recording post-event. So if you wish, you can keep your face on camera. If you wish, you can turn off your video while you're listening. And we're excited that you're here today. So we'll be with you momentarily. We're just waiting for some more people to join us, but we're excited to learn about Show Me the Money today. So how to find some funding for your business and what is important in accessing funds to start and grow your business. Today we'll be talking about the 5 C's of credit. So I don't know if anyone's heard about what those 5 C's are, but by the end of this 20-minute session, we will be well-versed in how to prepare to look for funding for our business as well. And we're just allowing some more guests to come in and join us today. I just asked that during the program, because we are very tight for time, we want to make sure that we have a lot of time for the presenters to share their information, that you hold your questions until the end. We will have a Q&A period if there's some questions after. You can also put your questions in the chat, and our administrator today will bring them forward at the end of the session. So we are just a couple of minutes away from starting the very first Regional Business Support Network Biz Bite, episode 1. How exciting is that? And we have some more people joining us. Just 2 minutes away. I feel like I need a drum roll. And now we're down to 1 minute. So presenters, here we go. 1 minute away to launch. I feel like I should have a countdown like a rocket launch or something like that. Now we have a few more guests joining us. It's exciting to have a full house today. Wonderful. Well, we are at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So we are at our very first Regional Business Support Network Biz Bite, where we have 20 minutes of powerful business building information, bringing forth the local experts in our community to share with you some great advice on how to build, grow, and thrive in your business. So Today's topic is Show Me the Money. It's all about business funding. We'll be covering the 5 C's of credit: character, capacity, capital, collateral, and conditions. Key factors that lenders are looking for to determining whether to provide funding for your business. Whether you're a startup or you're looking to scale, understanding these concepts is critical to securing the capital you need to succeed. But before we dive in, a little bit about me, your host. Hi, my name is Michelle McFadden, and I'm the Business Development Advisor for the Regional Business Support Network. Our goal at RBSN is to provide the resources and support that entrepreneurs need to overcome challenges and grow in their businesses right here in Alberta. I have a background in business consulting and development, and I'm passionate about helping businesses thrive just like yours. Thank you to Community Future Central Alberta, Invest Olds, the Town of Olds, and Prairies Canada for putting the opportunity of the Regional Business Support Network together to provide these services to you at no cost. How amazing is that, people? All these great services. I say the good 4-letter F word, it's free. So we're thrilled to have an incredible lineup of panelists today who will take you through in the next few minutes to share their expertise about the 5 C's of credit. I'll be guiding you through this session, and afterward we'll open up for Q&A. So if you have your questions, please leave them until the very end, and certainly make sure to take note of who our presenters are, what organization they're from, because they are local to our community, and you can follow up directly with them to have conversations about your business. So without further ado, welcome to the RBSN's Biz Bite Show Me the Money, and I will pass the microphone over to our very first presenter. And we are going to invite Dayton from Community Future Central Alberta to the floor to talk about the first element of the 5 C's, character.
Awesome. Thanks, Michelle. And good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me here. My name is Dayton, and I am at Community Future Central. I'm the lead business development advisor located here in Red Deer, but we support many areas across Central Alberta. So the first C in the 5 C's of credit is character. So I'm going to take a couple minutes here to discuss what is assessed when reviewing character when it comes to financing. So character refers to the borrower's reputation for repaying debts, their trustworthiness, and their personality. So 1, having positive credit history. Equifax and TransUnion are the 2 main credit monitoring services within Canada. So what does it mean to have positive credit history? It means proper utilization of credit. Balances on your revolving credit are well managed. They're under 50% of the limit is being utilized. You have no late or missed payments, no collections or bankruptcies, and the appropriate number of inquiries, not credit seeking. So maintaining that credit is really important. The higher the score, the better it is to attract investors. The second part is being trustworthy, following through on non-credit commitments. So showing up on time for scheduled meetings and appointments, showing honesty, integrity with your work and your dealings, and willingness to be open about your personal and business finances. Sharing relevant information without being prompted or questioned. This is a big factor when you're dealing with any financial institution, is being trustworthy and showing up to those commitments that you've made. And then the third one here we have is be willing to build strong relationships. Being coachable and open to feedback, being friendly and personable, and showing a willingness to work hard to build a business and the relationships required to do so. There's a few other points we look at as well, other than those main 3. Some of those would be the individual's past experience. We want to know about the work and education history of that individual. What type of industry knowledges and experiences do they have? Have they run a business before? Do they have management experience? What kind of involvement do they have within their community? These are just some of the other aspects that are taking in consideration when reviewing character. So yeah, thank you very much for your time. That's the first C of the 5 C's of credit. So I'm going to pass it over to Shannon at BDC.
Hi, thanks, Dayton. Hi, everyone, and thanks very much for attending this session today. My name is Shannon Pruce. I'm a Senior Account Manager for the Business Development Bank of Canada, otherwise known as the BDC. And I have the privilege of working with entrepreneurs in Red Deer, Olds, and the Greater Central Alberta area. At BDC, we are Canada's development bank. We work with small and medium-sized businesses across the country, supporting their growth with financing and advisory solutions. I have the privilege today to talk to you about capacity. While the other 4 C's of credit are important and all of them play a role at various stages, at BDC, we put a ton of emphasis on capacity or cash flow. So what is it? What is cash flow and capacity? Simply put, it is your company's ability to repay the loan. How to generate cash flow? First, sell lots of stuff. Sales of your products and services are your revenue streams. From there, you have to factor in all your costs. That includes your fixed costs, variable costs, and all the expenses associated with your business. You also have to factor in other things, such as if you were offering credit terms to your customers, or how long it will take to turn over your inventory. All those things factor into your cash flow, and you're going to monitor that on various cycles, such as weekly, monthly, quarterly, and obviously annually. And then you'll need to have positive cash flow, over the course of the year to be able to take on a loan. So why does capacity matter? As lenders, we want to be assured that your business generates enough cash flow to make the loan payments. Further, as a potential partner in your business, we want to put you in a position for success. There's nothing worse than us at BDC or any other lender on this great panel lending you a pile of money when we or you haven't done the analysis to ensure that you have the ability to pay it back. We all want winning conditions. How do we assess capacity? For an existing business, we're going to look at financial statements. More specifically, the income statement, or in some cases, the statement of cash flows on your financial statements, if that's available. We're also going to look at your forecasts and your projections. So even if your business doesn't show historically that it has the cash flow to make the loan payments, we're going to ask you to show us what you're going to do to boost those sales and ultimately profitability to generate more cash flow to service the debt. Tell us a good story based on facts. We're all personable relationship bankers that want to aid and be a part of your success. A quick example of a loan request is a business that maybe doesn't show evidence of cash flow for a new piece of equipment they want to buy. But the forecast and rationale is that that piece of equipment is going to generate improved capacity and ultimately better efficiencies that will generate more revenue and higher margins that will lead to improved net income and cash flow. So that's an example of a project, everything else being equal, that we can look to support. If you're a new business or a startup, we're going to look at your business plan and we're going to look at those forecasts and projections. So as lenders, again, we want to support loan requests that are going to help businesses grow and prosper. So in summary, I would say do your research. You use many tools and templates available. Ask mentors for advice and ultimately put the best story forward that is going to be realistic and support your loan request. So with that, I'll turn it over to Monica to talk about the next C. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And also thank you to everyone for attending. I'm very thankful to have been given the opportunity. I work for ATV Financial. I've been with them 25 years. I manage 2 branches in Alberta, one in Sundre and one in Caroline. We are a little bit of a unique organization as our shareholder is the provincial government. And we are on a quest to be the bank for entrepreneurs. I am going to be discussing capital. So capital is a crucial element in the credit evaluation process. It represents the borrower's financial resources and the ability to repay loans. Understanding capital helps lenders assess risk and make informed lending decisions. Capital refers to the assets or funds a borrower has available, which can include cash, investments, real estate, and other valuable resources. It demonstrates the borrower's financial stability and capacity to manage debt. Analyzing capital is really important in the credit assessment, and some of the things that lenders do look at are the risk mitigation. Lenders view capital as a cushion against default. Higher capital levels can indicate a lower risk profile. Loan amounts. The amount of capital a borrower possesses often influences the size of the loan they can secure. Investment confidence. A solid capital base can instill confidence in lenders, as it suggests that the borrower is financially responsible and capable of sustaining operations. There are a few types of capital. So we have equity capital. These are typically funds raised by a company in exchange for ownership shares. It reflects the owner's investment and commitment. We have debt capital, money borrowed from external sources such as loans or bonds, which must be repaid over time. And we have working capital, the difference between current assets and current liabilities, indicating the short-term financial health of the business. When evaluating capital, we do look at a few ratios. So we look at the debt to equity ratio. This is a measure of a company's financial leverage, indicating how much debt is used in relation to equity. We look at a liquidity ratio, such as a current ratio, showing the ability to cover short-term obligations with current assets. And then your net worth, the total assets minus total liabilities, which is representing the borrower's overall financial position. So in summary, capital is a fundamental component of credit assessment. It not only reflects the borrower's financial health, but also plays a vital role in determining the risk and terms of lending. By understanding the importance of capital, both lenders and borrowers can engage in more informed financial decision-making.
Wonderful. Thank you, Monica.
Now I'll pass it over to Joy, I believe.
Yes, ma'am. It's my turn. I just want to say hello to all the familiar faces out there, and also sorry for the frost in my background. It's almost Christmas. Good morning. My name is Joy Caven. I'm with AFSC, which is Agriculture Financial Services Corporation. I'm a relationship manager for lending out of the Olds Three Hills branches. At AFSC, our purpose is working together, we grow and sustain the agriculture industry in Alberta. And so today, my C is collateral. For those unfamiliar with the term, collateral is essentially any physical asset that you as a business owner offer to secure a loan. The idea is simple. If you don't repay the loan, the lender has a right to take the asset to cover their losses. Now, not every lender approaches collateral the same way. Each financial institution, whether it's a traditional bank, a credit union, or an organization like AFSC, has its own set of rules when it comes to collateral. That's why it's critical to make sure you're talking to the right partner, someone who understands both your business and the type of asset you can offer. What works for one lender might not work for another lender. At AFSC, we have specific programs tailored for primary producers. For example, we can offer up to 90% financing for farmland and for primary residences. This means if you're looking for a loan, your land or your home could cover a large portion of the actual collateral required. This flexibility can make a huge difference, especially for the farm clients that I work with who need to keep that collateral on hand to cover their expenses. Because if you're in the farm industry, you know that the inputs are getting really high. The bottom line is that collateral is extremely important when it comes to getting the funds that you need. For some banks and financial institutions, without collateral, there is no path to approval for the amount that you're looking for. It's often a deal breaker. So as a business owner, it's crucial to understand how much collateral you can offer and what that might mean for your loan options. And it's not in my notes, but I would say there are some banks that offer non-collateral based lending, so that's unsecured lending, and some do not. So make sure that you're talking to the right partner. If you're talking to me and I can't offer a solution, Heather might be the right place to go, or Shannon might be the right place to go. So don't stop and take my word for it if I'm not the right place. So to sum up, every lender is different, and collateral can be the key to unlocking the terms and loan amounts you need. But be sure to have the right conversation with a partner who understands both your business needs and the assets that you have to offer. And so that is collateral, and I'm going to pass this on to Heather Karst, my favorite service credit union lady, for the last C.
All right. Thanks, Joy, my favorite AFSC lady. Good morning, everyone. My name is Heather Karst. I am the Market Director, Business Banking for Service Credit Union out of Innisfail. I do want to preface this, as I know a lot of you are currently out of the Olds and Southern area. We are currently in the middle of a merge with Connect First. So technically, as of right now, we are Connect First and Service Credit Union Limited as we move forward with all the amalgamation of banking systems and everything. So if you are currently dealing at Connect First, it will be changing over to Service Credit Union at some point. So I am going to be talking about the last C of credit, which is actually probably the hardest C. In fact, sometimes people talk more about the 4 C's of credit because my C, conditions, is sometimes a condition or a C of credit that is harder to forecast or for you guys to control. So conditions refer to both the terms of the loan itself as well as the economic conditions that might affect the borrower. So conditions are the least likely of the 5 C's to be controllable. Conditions include other information that might help determine whether the business qualifies for credit and the terms of the loan that they receive. You might not have control over some of the conditions that affect your credit application, but being aware of them will give you an idea of whether you might qualify for credit. So some of the internal conditions that a lender may put on a loan may include the length of time the borrower has in the industry and the conditions on the loan, including the interest rate, the amount borrowed, and the length of the loan. We'll also take into account the reasons for the loan, and does this help the loan or help the business, and also does the length of the loan fit the lifespan of the asset being financed? Some of the external conditions that will may impact your lending is how the industry is performing. So the industry that your business is currently in and some of the trends of that industry. For borrowers trying to get a loan, these uncontrollable conditions may be the prospects of key suppliers or the customer financial security in the coming years. So from my own point of view, some of the questions that I have to answer when I am writing a new loan at Service Credit Union will include, does the business have any political, economic, social, or technological factors that may affect the industry? Is this an industry that is new and emerging, growing, mature, or declining? Is the business seasonal? Does the business have competitive advantage? And what are the competition in the area for this business? Here are some of the things that you can do to prepare for the conditions conversation. And that would be have a good background of yourself, your business, and how long you've been working in that industry. And another really good one is to do a SWOT analysis. So SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So really sit down and think through what those 4 topics mean to your business and what your business has to offer. So finally, as a borrower, you may be able to control some conditions. You have to ensure that you have a strong, solid reason for incurring the debt and be able to show that you have current financial position that supports this. For example, you may need to demonstrate strong prospects and a healthy financial projections. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, everybody. Now, the 5 C's of credits are very well thought out, and something that if you're in a business or starting a business and you're looking for an opportunity for funding, then knowing these 5 C's of credit are critical. And I would also say business planning is critical as well, because there's one thing that all of these amazing lenders will require from you as you go to access funding is a solid business plan. And that's where RBSN comes in. We can help you co-create that at absolutely no cost to you. So thank you everyone for joining us. But before we wrap up, and I know we're going a little over time to give our audience a little bit more valuable information, I'm going to ask our panelists, what is one thing, one big takeaway that's critical for business success? And if they can give us one tiny nugget before we wrap up, and we're going to start back at Dayton for what is your one thing?
Yeah, I would say following through and honoring your commitments, whether it be financial or personal.
Wonderful. Thank you. Shannon, your one thing.
One thing, we know being an entrepreneur can be lonely sometimes, and it is hard work, and you do not have to do it alone. Take advantage of, resources, take advantage of a network, like all these wonderful experts around the table, and all our websites for great information. Thanks.
Fantastic, Shannon. Monica, what's your one thing?
Shannon took mine. I think just understanding, just do your best to try to understand the 5 C's, and then take advantage of the resources out there that can help you work through them. And of course, any one of us are always available. So we like those opportunities also.
Awesome. Thanks, Monica. Joy, your one thing.
Talk to your people, talk to your banks, and don't talk to just one bank. Make sure that you're talking to as many people as you can when you're looking at an opportunity, because everyone will approach your situation from a different angle with different advice. So don't just talk to me, talk to Heather, talk to Shannon, talk to Dayton, maybe talk to Monica. Just kidding. Talk to Monica. Because we're all going to give you different advice. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Wonderful. Heather.
Well, and Joy just took mine. So I guess for me, it's plan ahead, to take away what you can from this presentation. When you're coming in to meet with a lender, it will go a lot smoother if you have a lot of those 5 C's covered. Plan ahead before you go into a meeting so that it runs a lot smoother.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. We are at time, but we do have questions. So I know that we have some great information coming your way. This is being recorded, so we've got a couple of questions on how do our participants access the recording. It will be emailed to you. So we have your email address, and I see that Aaron has his hand up as well. So Aaron, I'm going to ask you to unmute and ask your question to the panel.
Yeah, for sure. You guys can hear me okay? Good
Yes.
stuff. Okay.
You bet.
Hi guys, thanks for the presentation, each of you. I appreciate it. Not sure I'm sure all of you can answer it, but for some businesses, I'm assuming most businesses, especially on startup, the financial forecast is super important. And when applying for a loan, it's good to see and try and forecast how the business will perform with the loan and how you operate, et cetera, et cetera. But when applying for a loan, is there, do lenders look for 1-year forecast, 3-year forecast, 5-year forecast? Because I'm assuming as you get longer and longer, the less accurate it might be. I'm trying to figure out, from your perspective, what's the optimal length of a forecast you're looking for when assessing those applications for the money? Thank you.
Great question. Shannon's raising his hand to take that question on. So I see you, Shannon. Go ahead.
Sure, I'm sure everyone can input on this. 2 is kind of the norm for us, maybe 3, but as you say, Aaron, once you start going further than that, it's really a guess, right? So a couple of years of well thought out, here's what I'm going to sell, here's what I'm going to have left at the end of the month to service a debt. So.
Wonderful. Great questions. Do we have any other questions from our floor today? If you do, you can raise your hand or just unmute and ask. No? Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining the very first episode of the Regional Business Support Network, RBSN, Show Me the Money program. Our next episode comes out, believe it or not, save the date, watch your email, because the invitation for you to join us is coming on November 19th, where we will have a grants for business expert in the room. So we're all about helping you access funding and financing to enjoy building your business. So there will be lots of information on November 19th about grants for your business. So really appreciate that you took the time to be with us today. Please, if you have any questions about how the Regional Business Support Network can support you and your business, reach out to me. You can find me at investolds.ca/RBSN, or simply a phone call or a text to 403-845-9150. I really appreciate that you took the time to be here and wish you the most success in your business. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We're going to call that a wrap.
Thank you, guys.